Hello, this is Kristen with Impressing Minds. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today, I want to talk about feeling lonely. I just did a podcast on this and it made me think about when I first went into foster care and how it changed my life forever. Not only did it change my life because I was bringing new children into my home. I went from 2 to 4 children. However, it changed my social life, my church life, my family's dynamics. It changed extended family relationships. And we no longer had those special friends who invited us over for dinner. We still had them as friends, but the relationship was just a little bit different. So when we first started foster care, we went from 2 to 4 kids, like I said, and the birthday parties, no more birthday party invitations, no more out to eat invitations after church, no more, social interaction with other adults. So I felt very lonely. I was home a lot by myself. Even though I went to work, I felt alone. No one had the same struggles that I did. No one had the same problems that I did. And I was just lonely. So I want to let you know that this is kind of normal if you're a first-time foster parent and you've gone from having maybe no kids to having a couple kids. Your whole life is going to change. My friend once told me, you're in a different season now. So my season changed, and I was needed a lot as a mom and a wife, because he was having to deal with these changes also. So a lot of things changed. I felt very lonely and confused and sad, and I would almost say depressed. I don't know what the definition of like post-foster placement depression is, but I think it's a thing and worthy of some real talk and some investigation. Maybe a study or something could be done about it, but I think that it's partly normal to go through that because your life has changed and your focus has changed. So you're not focused on yourself. If you were before, if you didn't have kids, you're not focused on yourself, but you have other people that depend on you and need you, and you have to focus your attention there. So that's a season that you're in now. However, with the addition of like Facebook groups and, other social media platforms that you may like, you can reach out to people there online and find out that those people are going through the same thing that you're going through. Another feeling of loneliness is when I had behavior problems out of my kids. No one really understood, and my parenting strategies were not the same as they were when I had my biological children. And so a lot of people didn't understand my parenting style or what I needed to parent those children. So that was ostracizing, I think, because they were thinking, oh, you need to love them. Poor little children, poor babies. They've been through so much. They need, they need you to be soft and gentle and let them get away with whatever it is they need to do or want to do. And so my parenting strategy was no. Yes, I do feel bad for them, excuse me, for what they've been through, but I cannot let them act however they want. I have to address the behaviors. I have to address ways to change behavior that my biological children never had to go through. So with my biological children, and of course you may know this also, you can usually talk to them and explain very briefly, almost, why things are right or wrong, why we do certain things and why we don't do certain things, and why it's inappropriate to do X, Y, Z, and then that sticks. And you don't have to, excuse me, you don't have to address it again. But with our foster children, we found we were addressing the same thing every day, over and over again. And so when we were out, if we would go out, which I didn't go out a lot because I had to deal with all these behaviors, if we would go out, the same rules and expectations apply when we go out as when we're at home. So I would come across as being mean, harsh, rude. I don't know what people are thinking, but I cannot let them act a certain way. I can't let them go up to strangers and ask for drinks of their can of pop. I cannot let them, talk to strangers. I cannot let them do those things that sometimes foster children tend to do because of their past and because we've had special training as foster parents. We could recognize that and realize that maybe they were just looking for some new parents, like they were just checking everybody out. They can't eat 15 cookies when they're offered a cookie. They can't pour maple syrup on the counter at their friend's house or at home either. So don't feel lonely. Don't feel ostracized. Just know that you are in a season where you're needed more at home right now than you are at whatever capacity you were needed prior to having a foster care placement. What you're doing is very, very important. And so your focus needs to be on the children, getting them where they need to be, not worrying about other people or what they think, or that you didn't get invited to the birthday party because you have 5 kids now instead of 1. People, give them grace too, because if I had to invite 5 kids and I only had a budget for 10 altogether, that would change who I had to invite. So maybe it's not because you're a foster parent that you're not getting invited. Maybe it's because it's just not in their budget to invite the number of family, children, members that you have. And you can be the one to offer to have the party or the get-togethers. That's what I wish I would have done, and not socially ostracize myself from other people, but had the little get-togethers, had people over for cake and coffee, or have people over for pizza night, bring your own pizza, something like that. So it doesn't have to be difficult to socialize with people, even though you have your foster placements. So I hope this video really encouraged you in loneliness, and you can reach out to me if you feel lonely, and I'll give you some more advice and more tips and tricks. We can talk through whatever your situation is to get you some help. All right, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get next week's video where I talk about something very important.